me so long getting back to my right mind. I don't wanna be on the ground when the time flies. Had so many friends go, I wonder when it's my time. I live every day like I'll die by the nighttime. It took me so long getting back to my right mind. 5 days straight, no rest, oh well. Don't need no scale. I've been on my, I don't need no help. Always getting money, rains, no sleep. Every day I work my thumb. I don't get to take off. A hater get up. I'm ready like lift off. I never been nowhere, but I'm ready to stay gone. Nothing ever lasts long. I'm always beating the odds. Taking all these trips, I had to go and get a passport. I'm just trying to live. I don't know what he meant for. I just signed a deal and got a really big bag for it. Still at your mama crib ain't getting money, you gotta ask for it. Tired of complaining, I gotta bitch chase my.
Okay, Coach, this storied franchise in Dallas and their fans are hungry and hopeful to add another championship banner in the rafters as we settle in for some playoff football at AT&T Stadium. Coming up, it's a battle to represent the NFC in this year's Super Bowl, and we've got a classic in store between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys. The excitement level around here at a fever pitch as we're underway in the 2020 NFC Championship game. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
The Cowboys take over first and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Hey, here we go. Watch the run. Kill. We're going to 53.
A first carry now for Nick Chubb. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know, you know better than I, he has the ability to take over a game. So what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7.
Let's go, let's go. Hey, we got Mike. No, here we go. 26.
Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. Looking for his tight end, Witten, and it's intercepted. It's Chris Harris with a pick. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. Well, certainly not how he wanted to start his night. First throw of the game, an INT.
Yeah, it's not easy, but he's got to try and wipe that one away from the memory banks. And let's face it, it's not often a quarterback and a defensive back have a lot in common. But one thing, because they have these individual-type plays, they've got to have short memories, don't they? DB gets beat, wipe it away, quarterback throws a pick, has to do the same thing.
61, matchbox lights.
Now Wentz on the bootleg, rolling to his right. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation. They had great starting position to begin the drive, but now they look up at a 3rd and 5. Now Wentz. Being chased out left. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. And remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the tuck rule that they can fall back on anymore.
Not a touchdown, obviously, but playoffs, you're on the road. At least you put something on the board.
I would agree with that totally. You're not exactly sending a message to the opposition, but you are letting them know that you came to play.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll return this one all the way onto the other side of the field.
But that seems a little devil-may-care there, doesn't it? They gave up 3 points, but how about them coming right back and putting themselves in a position to get points of their own?
On first down, they'll run with Chubb. Give the tackle that time to Rodney McLeod.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
And he's going to get this inside the 30. It's a gain of 16 in the Dallas first down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral, also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
On first down, Chubb able to get forward for about 4 as he's taken down. Nigel Bradham brings him down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
They go with Chubb on second down. He's got the first down inside the 10. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. 25 yards to the house. And the Cowboys have taken the lead. Extra point by Moore, up and good. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That's fielded in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They'll need to come from behind if they want to play in 2 weeks as they trail early in this NFC Championship game. Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. Give him 8 on the play, and it'll bring up a second down. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. It's a second down run with Sanders, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming. From the gun on third down, Wentz escaping the pressure right. On the run, he'll let this go deeper, and this will be caught at the 30. And all the way down to the 29. It's a big play there for the Eagles. 41 yards. So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Now Wentz on third down. Eluding the pressure right. And that is incomplete.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. So 2 first-quarter field goal attempts for him, and he's converted on both.
I like the positive right there. 2 for 2. Got the points on the board. The negative side is they didn't score touchdowns. And, of course, going forward in this game.
Tavon Austin, he's going to go. Touchdown, Cowboys. That kick return falls 1 yard short of the all-time mark as it goes down as a 108-yard return. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further.
And as we've talked to special teams coaches, that theme of being aggressive continues to come through, doesn't it? When they moved the kickoff back to the 35, it was going to cut down on the number of opportunities. But if you've got a special guy, you give him the green light no matter where he fields in the end zone. And in this case, it paid off handsomely.
He fielded it deep in the range of emotions. Maybe like, oh, no, don't. And then all of a sudden you see him break it, and you're like, yeah, way to go.
Yeah, sometimes you have to remind your head coach that he approved the green light for bringing it out from deep in the end zone, and that's exactly why he did.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They've probably got some adjustments to make because they've moved the football okay at times, but they haven't been able to get anything consistently going, have they?
What you worry about is it almost turns into a basketball game where one team's coming down and hitting threes, and you're coming back and getting twos, and you steadily lose ground. In this situation, you're talking about touchdowns to field goals. They want to put in the end zone and put those sixes on the board.
Yeah, they've been settling. That's why they're down on the scoreboard right now. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Shotgun now for Wentz. Open man is Gordon, complete.
A Hall of Fame coach once said there are no medals for trying. And that wasn't a trying effort, was it? That was a winning effort. How about that great catch?
Excellent. They know, hey, you lose this game, you get a ding or two. You got 7 months to heal. They're going to go all out. First down, here's White. And he's going to bowl his way forward to the 48. After one, it's 13-6. A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. To throw is Wentz. Forced out to his left. And he's going to find a man, Keenan Allen. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 30.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, he was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice first down.
A gain of 6 there on first.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong...
The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked up by Anthony Brown. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively. Not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. A run for Nick Chubb. And he's going to get this from the 6 out to the 12. A pickup of 6 as they double their workspace.
You've got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
Here's Prescott. A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Nigel Bradham. Really nice pick there for the reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week, and a good story on that. He said he didn't even know he won the award. His buddy had to call him. He saw it on television and said, hey, congratulations. How about that?
And I'll bet you his buddy said, well, since you didn't know, I'll just go ahead and claim the award, right? And everything that goes along with it. But the reason he won the award the previous week and what we just saw there, instincts, understanding where the play is going and being able to make a play on the football.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Got out of the pocket. Didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it. Live to fight another down.
Play fake to Sanders. Now here's Wentz. Dancing to his left. He's going to take off with it. And he is out of bounds. Looks like right at the 15. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd. A 3rd field goal in the first half. Not what they're looking for as they come up on 3rd down. Working from the gun. Wentz. He's got it complete to Perkins. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. A 15-yard touchdown grab as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Elliott good with a PAT, and that will tie things up at 13. All square now at 13 all as he sends this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being...
Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Fletcher Cox able to drop him for a loss of 4 from his defensive tackle spot. They'll need a big play here. Will Dak and the Cowboys after the sack. It's 3rd and long. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown. Now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
And the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but if they make them out of bounds, that does you no good.
And he'll lay out and pull it in. What a diving catch there. That one covers 29 yards, 1st down. So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Pass complete here to Sanders. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. They'll run on 1st down. It's Sanders. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. Anthony Brown there on the tackle. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Grade 15. Alpha. Grade 57. Go, Topper.
2 minutes remain in the first half of this NFC Championship. And a reminder, folks, as we've done all year, we'll send you to Orlando for our EA Sports halftime report coming up shortly. The coach with us, as always, as he will start to look ahead to Super Bowl 53.
Right there.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Wentz. He'll try and run it. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
From the gun, it's Wentz. And this is complete. It's Allen. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Steps away to his left toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
So I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
On 2nd down, it's White. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1.
46 down, man. 5-4.
Wentz now on 3rd and goal. And he can't hang on to it. Nearly picked. He's known for his hands defensively, but instead it just brings up 4th down. So now the field goal unit trots out there for the third time tonight. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. The kick by Elliott is good. And they have regained the lead. So he's been a busy man here in this first half. That's 3 field goals for him now.
And not just 3 field goals, but 3 for 3. So even though the offense has struggled a bit putting it in the end zone, they've still been able to come away with points due to his leg.
And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. You're down 3, under a minute to go. How aggressive are you going to be in this spot?
Not as aggressive as I probably would want.
And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Malcolm Jenkins. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
You're trailing. You're trying to get points late in the half. I absolutely understand that. But remember, it's all about the ball. And without the ball, you can't get those points. They just turned it over.
Now you got to be careful because that deficit can get nowhere to escape, and he goes down. DeMarcus Lawrence. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. To throw, it's Wentz. Flushed out right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change.
And down he goes. They bring down Wentz on the sack. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. Now Austin. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
It's our time. It's our time.
And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And brought down, but not before reaching the 25. So we've reached halftime. Who will represent the NFC in the Super Bowl? 2 more quarters to go. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. The Hallis Trophy still hangs in the balance as the second half now underway in the NFC Championship game. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They have the lead now. They'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ballgame.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show him one thing, hit him with something else.
And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
He's had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Wentz. And that will be incomplete.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just 1 target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target of the second half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him, though. Find him. Find him.
Here's Cameron Johnston now as he'll punt it away for the second time. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. An effective 7-yard third down conversion. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. On the carry, it's Chubb. And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
He's got his target. It's Cobb. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It's a gain of 12, and the Cowboys pick up the first. 2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. They run. Chubb. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
He'll wind up losing 3, and now it's 3rd down. Ninth play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. Prescott from the gun. Caught by Cobb. And they'll get this across midfield, but not nearly close to a first down as he stopped at the 48. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down. Prescott to throw on 4th. He may try and run for this. A good decision in the end to pull it and run, get some 9 yards and a first.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
You got it. You got it.
And again, it's Chubb. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down. A give running right is Chubb. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Nothing doing there as the 13th play of the drive proves to be unlucky. That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. Chubb. Just a yard there, so it brings up a tough 3rd and 12.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
Every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short. 1 quarter remains until the NFC crowns its champion. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The kick by Meyer is good. And in the 4th quarter, this game is tied. So with less than a minute gone by here in this 4th quarter, the field goal there gets this thing back to even.
And it's setting up for a fantastic finish, isn't it, partner? It's been a well-played game, a hard-hitting game. The fans are into it. The announcers are into it. This is going to be a great 4th quarter.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
as they head to the field now.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The sack by Robert Quinn.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
To try again after the sack. Wentz. Got Gordon open, completes it. And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. That time they hit him out of the slot on the drag.
And that route takes some fortitude from the guy running it because he knows he's going through the briar patch, as I like to call it, right? He's trying to work his way through all that traffic.
And down he goes. They bring down Wentz on the sack. Tyrone Crawford with a big-time sack on third down. It's a loss of 7. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And not a great punt here. Out of bounds in the air. They're going to say this one doesn't even get to the 40. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Chubb. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards. He had his eyes on the end zone once he hit the secondary, but they're finally able to slow him down.
Yeah, and I've got to look at this one from the defensive point of view. You just mentioned finally able to slow him down. They've got to figure out a way to make that at the point of attack, at the line of scrimmage, because once he gets through, he's shredding them.
The lone man in the backfield here is Chubb on 2nd and goal. They'll give it to him up the middle. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that is going to set up 3rd and goal. C.J. Anderson of the game. He gets it here. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. 6 yards puts him right on the doorstep, but now it'll be 4th and goal. They come out here in the eye. And no movement for the field goal unit to break this tie. They're going to go for this thing. 4th and goal. Here we go. And he didn't get there. Knocked backwards to the 2-yard line. They're turned away on 4th and goal. And this Eagle defense stands tall down near the goal line. They'll begin the drive with Howard. All told, it's an even 30 and a first down. They were probably... looking for a couple yards of breathing room, snapping the ball at their own 2. Well, they got a lot of breathing room.
And even knowing that offenses are as aggressive as they are now in the NFL, you still expect them to run the football in that situation. Why weren't they ready? Instead, it turns into a monster gain and gets them way from the shadow of their own end zone.
Now Howard. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4.
87. Protein spill.
Running from the gun with Howard. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. Throwing his Wentz. Flush to his right. It's caught by Sanders. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. And this is good for a first down, his 2nd grab of this NFC Championship bout. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Running out of the gun with White. And he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading the play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Wentz escaping the pressure right. And he'll be hit as he releases it. And that'll fall incomplete. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is it just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
Two-jet. Hey, Charlie.
Back to throw. Wentz. And that is incomplete. That would have been a tough catch, but in this 2-minute drill, those are the ones you really hope your guys come up with.
Yeah, you don't want your guy to be able to take the out because it was a tough catch. You needed him to come up with that one, because if he does, it alters the perspective of this 2-minute drill, doesn't it?
And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin him back. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And last time, they had it 4th and goal, rolled the dice, didn't get it. Now they've got to put that behind them, try to put together another drive.
Hey, a simple tip of the cap, a nod of the head to the defense. Congratulations, you got us last time. But you didn't hold us the whole time. We got down to position where we were able to be in position to score. Let's go ahead and attack again. Continue to have that kind of confidence, not worry about the one play that didn't allow them to get into the end zone.
And this time they'll be trying to get it into the end zone. We'll see what they do. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Prescott. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
Sometimes it's hard to figure, but you can live with incompletions in this situation. You can't live with these short gains that take time off the clock.
You know who loves it? This defense. And they're left looking at 3rd and 8 after the 2nd down pass play only went for 2. Prescott to throw. Sliding out of the pocket. Oh, he almost intercepted it. They're just forcing it into too many tough spots. That was almost a 4th pick of the game. And now 4th down. Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And Sanders now to return. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They need to get this around the 40 on the other side to get into field goal range. Look at the clock, a decent amount of time here in a tie game. What do they do?
No panic situation at all. They've got to get a couple of chunk plays, pick up nice bits of yardage.
Target the sidelines?
Target the sidelines because you want to get out of bounds and make sure that clock stops. Because if the clock stays running, that makes things that much tougher for you. It can always bleed out on you.
Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this 4th quarter.
Let's go, defense.
Wentz to throw. Got a man. He finds Sanders. It's a gain of 13 and a 1st down for Philadelphia. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 22 ticks to go in the 4th. On 1st down, it's White. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Now the Eagles will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. Running with Howard. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. And now here comes their final timeout as they take it with 8 ticks remaining. Right now, everything resting on the right foot of Jake Elliott. And with inside of 10 seconds, 8 to be precise, we get whistles and a timeout on the field. And this one is right down the middle. And it's celebration time on that sideline as they have taken the lead in the final seconds. So he's able to come through in a hostile environment, and you'd have to imagine that's the game winner.
Yeah, how about that? And the way that this game's gone, you think they really wanted to get to overtime and take their chances there? They wanted to get this thing done. When you're the visitor, you don't want to play into overtime. You want to knock it down, get it done, and go home.
An incredibly short kick fielded way up there. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. Look at the clock. Everyone knows the situation. Probably time here for one final play.
And we know what that play is going to be. It's got to be some sort of Hail Mary, throwing it towards the end zone.
It's caught at the 10. Touchdown, Cowboys. Randall Cobb finding the end zone on the game's final play. And the Cowboys have retaken the lead. And with the lead, no chance of a return spoiling this one here on the PAT. So tack on the extra point for one more. What a finish as they wind up winning this one by 4. Charles, let's focus for a second on the losing side. In a couple months, they may look back and say, wow, it was a great season. But right now, I guarantee they're feeling no sugarcoating on this one.
And you can already see the T-shirts at training camp next year, can't you? Unfinished business, because they've got to find a way to motivate these guys to go through all the same pain, right? All the same tough stuff, and find their way back and give themselves a chance to win this game again next year.
And that does it for the conference championship. For Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and for our entire crew, we'll see you 2 weeks at the Super Bowl. This is the NFL on EA Sports.